Hi everybody, Maneesh Konkar here, and in this video we are going to look at 5 easy ways in which you can switch jobs from one industry to another. My name is Maneesh Konkar. We work in this field where we are doing corporate training and consulting for companies. We get a lot of people who want to switch their careers. Okay, now this switch can be from one company to another. This switch can be from one industry to another, or it can be from one function to another. So for example, we get a lot of people as engineers. They will join on the manufacturing side, the plant side, but then they realize that plant is not really very exciting and we want to switch into sales and marketing. You might get a banking job from one, from campus, and that banking job puts you into branch banking, which is you go to a branch and you become a personal banker over there. You may want to get into high net worth, this thing, or you want to get into corporate finance. All right. Now, what we're going to do is talk about different ways in which you can, 5 different steps in which you can actually switch from one function to another, one industry to another. All right. All right. Let's look at the first one. The first one is research the industry that you want to join. So, for example, if you want to join the FMCG industry, read up on FMCG industry research reports, follow FMCG handles on LinkedIn, follow FMCG videos on YouTube. By and large, become a walking, talking authority on the industry. So, when you become an authority on the industry, what exactly is the information that we need to possess? Is if I were to ask you, how big is this industry? What is happening in this industry? So, if let's say you were to be asked this question about the automobile industry, what would be your answer? Well, this industry consists of two-wheelers, it consists of scooters and motorcycles, it consists of cars, it consists of commercial vehicles. In commercial vehicles, these are the 5-6 main players. In cars, these are the 16-17 odd main players. In two-wheelers, this thing. These are their relative market shares. This is the kind of business that they are doing. Who are the top 5 companies in each of the sectors? That is what you should know. What are their revenues? What are their profitabilities? What are their products? So you visit their website, you read their industry reports, you read their annual reports, and about a week or 2 weeks of this kind of research, and you should be a walking, talking authority on the industry. So if you want to join the telecom industry, the question would be, what are the 5 main, who are the top 5 companies? What is happening in this industry? What are the key trends? So point number 1 is the purpose of industry research is to come up with 5 types, let's say the trends that are taking place in the industry. Now, why is the trend necessary? Let me give you an example. The point is, if you realize that electric vehicles are becoming more and more popular in the automobile industry, if you have some skill set that matches this particular requirement, then that is something that you can help out with. Okay, and that is something that will increase your career prospects in joining that new industry. So that's the first point. Research the industry. The second point is research the top 5 companies in the sector. So if you want to switch into, let's say, FMCG, who are the top 5 companies? We've got HUL, we've got PNG, we've got Dabur, Marico, okay, Nestle. These are not necessarily the top 5 companies in terms of revenue. It could be in terms of the product mix. Maybe you're enamored by the brand name. Maybe you like the reputation of the company. Everything could be there. Maybe you want to join a large company. So if you're joining, let's say, HUL, what does your research about HUL produce? Which are the divisions in which HUL operates? Which are the product categories? How is each category doing? So HUL is into soaps and detergents. It is into foods. It is into it's into cosmetics. How is the soaps and detergents market doing? How is the cosmetics doing? How is the HUL doing in those things? That's your research about the company. That's point number 2. All right. Point number 3 is what? Talk to the players. Now here is what you have to do. What you have to do is look in your friend circle for people who are part of the FMCG industry. If you want to join a sales and marketing role, if you want to become a high net worth, a person that manages high net worth, let's say on the wealth management side in a bank, and you don't want to do personal banking, well, talk to someone who's part of that industry, who's doing that role right now. This is most critical. You want to become a digital marketer, talk to at least 10 digital marketers. You want to get into an IIM MBA, talk to at least 5-10 IIM MBAs who are already doing. So this is very critical. It should be been there, done that. This is what I know. This is how it has to happen. These people will give you the real perspective. What you see on YouTube, what you see on the media is many times a filtered version of what really happens. So I'll give you an example. Okay, we see a lot of people in our line who want to become brand managers, and they become brand managers because they don't want to do sales. They don't become brand managers because they want to do brand management. They don't want to do some other activity. And when we tell them that, look, a typical brand manager will need to travel also at least 15 days a month along with the sales manager in the field in the hot sun, many times people realize they don't want to become brand managers at all. Oh, so this is not, I'd rather get into an IT role, or maybe I do say some other thing which doesn't require me to go into the field, right? So this is point number 3, is talk to the players who are actually doing that activity. If you want to shift into a wealth management role in a company, find out what your existing wealth managers in your own organization are doing. That's okay, point number 3. Fourth is do courses. Now, this is something we've been talking about all the time. There are plenty of free courses. Our site also has free courses. Whatever industry you want to join, the purpose of doing those free courses is to understand the terminology. So if you want to become a digital marketer, what is CPM, what is CPR, what is lead generation, what is brand building, what are awareness campaigns? This is all stuff that we need to do. What is the difference between impressions and viewable impressions? I mean, this is what an expert digital marketer will be able to analyze and tell you. That's the important. If you want to join an FMCG industry, what is the terminology? What is lines per call, total lines sold per day, distributor ROI, beat planning, PJP planning, okay, TLSD. This is all the stuff that is required to be known. Courses will help you do that. Last point, do projects. Point number 5, most critical. We recommend that you actually do a project. Okay? See, as an area manager in a company, what is it that you have to do to increase sales of a particular product? Imagine that you have got that job already. What is it that you do? You go into the field, understand what is happening about the product, understand what the competitors are doing, and do a 3-week, 4-week kind of a project that recommends to the organization that you want to join. What is it that you would do if we made you a role, if we appointed you in that particular role? All right. So to summarize, these are the 5 things that are necessary. Research the industry. That's the first point. Second point is research the top 5 companies in that industry. Third, talk to the players. Fourth, do some courses. And in the 5th point, do projects and work in the field. And that's how you're able to diagnose what is happening. All these 5 things will improve your probability of getting a better role and will enable you to do that switch from one industry to another that you so desire. Alright, if you come till here, thanks a lot. Do remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel or wherever you're watching this video. And I will see you. I'm Maneesh Konkar, and thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.